Hi, my name is Adrian from Adrian's Heating, Cooling, and Appliance Repair. We service all of Chicagoland. You can book an appointment at our website at adrianshvac.com. We will have a link in the bio below. Today's client is a clinic, and we're going to do furnace maintenance. We want to make sure in our furnace maintenance that the furnace is up and running, make sure that it's at manufacturer spec, and making sure that this upcoming fall and winter that the customers and the physicians and everybody who works at this clinic are going to be comfortable. So let's get started. So the first thing we want to do is make sure the thermostat is set to heat and raise it to trigger the heat on. This thermostat needs new batteries. In our maintenance, we always put new batteries for the client. And this thermostat is accessible from the front. So let's change those out before we go any further. So the next thing we want to do is locate the furnace and make sure it's actually running. This furnace cover slides up, and you can see that it's actually on. So that's a good sign that the furnace is running and all the components are operational at this point. Then here's the power for the furnace, and we'll shut it off before we do anything further. So the next thing we do is get our vacuum ready, and we want to clean out all the debris and dust that built up in the compartment over the course of time, and also clean all around the furnace just to have a cleaner area. So let's start to do that now. So we clean out all the top compartment, and the next thing we want to do is clean out the bottom compartment. And this is the blower compartment. This is where all the airflow goes through and supplies air to all your vents. We want to make sure it's completely clean because we don't want to have dust get loose and get blown around the house. So just like the top, this slides up, and then we'll set this aside here and then clean out everything in the compartment. So now the compartments are both cleaned. The next thing we want to do is check the air filter. So let's take that out and examine it. So here's the filter. This is a electronic air filter hybrid. It uses both electronic wiring to polarize the debris and the filter media to collect the debris. This is a great product, especially if you want clean, better air. We offer it. Just give us a call or book an appointment and we'll install it for you. We change out the filter at every maintenance call we do. We unlatch the top here to reveal the media and take it out and discard these, and we put in new ones for you. So let's do that now before we go any further. So we put in new filters in the filter rack and reinstall the whole filter. Now we want to make sure that there is no exposed wires that may cause a short, and making sure that there's nothing that will cause any frailing or damage to the machine. These wires right now are hanging loose, so we're going to put a zip tie and bundle all these up together so they won't be flying around and accidentally get caught in the motor. So let's do that now before we go any further. So now we put a zip tie over the bundle of wires. This is going to ensure that the wires don't get loose and get caught into the blower compartment that can cause damage. So now what we want to do is to take a look at the air purifier to make sure it's working properly. What an air purifier does, it both ionizes and sanitizes the air that passes through. This ensures that no bacteria is being passed around and everybody's breathing in clean air. We offer this product as well. Just book an appointment on adrianshvac.com. After we ensure that both the air purifier and the air filter are up and running, we put the cover back on. And then start the machine. What we do now is we use our multimeter and we check each component that turns on to make sure they're at manufacturer spec. So let's check out the igniter to see if it's pulling the right amount of amps. So this igniter is pulling about 0.45 amps. That is within manufacturer specs. So this igniter is good and does not need to be replaced at all. The igniter has lit the gas. The next thing we do is make sure that this motor, it's called the inducer, is pulling the right amount of amps as well. So the inducer motor is pulling about 0.81 amps. That is within manufacturer spec. This is a very important component. Without this component, the furnace will not turn on. So a very important thing to check. So let's check the gas valve and make sure that this is running properly too. The gas valve is pulling 0.23 amps. That is also within range per manufacturer spec. So now we'll allow the furnace to run and we'll do measurements, make sure it's heating properly. The way we check how the furnace is heating properly, we do temperature readings. We use these temp probes to check our delta T. Delta T, basically what it is the air coming into the furnace versus the air coming out of the furnace. And we'll let that sit for about 5 minutes and we'll do a calculation test. So the furnace is pulling about 89 degrees and pushing out 142. That's about 50 degrees of temperature rise. And based on manufacturer spec of this furnace, that is within range. So the furnace is heating up properly and the components are operating per within range. So the furnace is operating and running properly. So now we want to make sure the humidifier turns on. Here's the humidifier thermostat, and what we like to set it at is between 35 and 40. What a humidifier does, it prevents dryness in the air. So if you wake up in the morning with both a dry throat or dry nostrils or even itchy skin, this will prevent that from happening throughout winter and fall. We offer this product as well. Just book your appointment on adrianshvac.com. So now we know everything's running properly and the humidifier is set to the right humidity and the filters are all clean. We could put the cover back on the furnace. And let the client know my discoveries and how everything's running. Before we leave, we always make sure that the thermostat is set back to how it was. If you want honest, trustworthy, first-class service, book an appointment at adrianshvac.com and I will see you soon. Thank you.